This week, we're taking a look at some new miniatures. We're also taking a look at a brand new Codex cover, and I'm going to tell you why I'm very interested in Necromunda Ash Wastes. I'm Angela, you're watching Hobby Night, now let's get to it. Welcome to the new space. Sorry about the echo, we're still setting everything up, but we have a little bit of a backdrop going. We have a new space for the news. I'm very excited. Speaking of the news, let's jump right into it because we have a couple of things to cover that I'm all very, very excited about. The first of which is Horus Heresy. Obviously, we know that we're getting the game, and we had a reveal of another model that's coming in the box set. A brand new, technically not because this is all old stuff, but in plastic, a Contemptor Dreadnought. And I have to say, I love how round and just like egg-shaped this guy is. I also really think it's cool with this particular Dreadnought, seeing the evolution from the OG, because this is very close to the Rogue Trader Dreadnought, into what the modern Dreadnoughts look like, because they're much more boxy, they're a little bit more squat, like they have very short legs really often if you look at them, whereas the current Contemptor Dreadnought that's coming in the new Horus Heresy box set is kind of tall and lanky, and honestly it reminds me of 80s anime mecha. Like, I don't know why, I just get such a Robotech vibe from him, but I really love the look of him. Now, in the article where Games Workshop revealed this lovely Dreadnought, we also got the full reveal of everything we're getting in the Horus Heresy box set, which is a lot of miniatures, guys. It's a lot of miniatures. We're getting 40 of the new Mark 5, is it? The Corvus Armor Beaky Boys. Oh my gosh. 40 of them! 40 of them! I'm so excited.
We're only getting one set.
We're only getting one set.
I am not painting 80 of them.
But I will.
Oh God.
I could. They're so beautiful. But that's not the only thing we're getting in it. Obviously, we're also getting the Spartan Assault Tank, which we've already taken a look at. We're getting the Praetors, which we also took a look at already. We're getting the new Contemptor Dreadnought that we just talked about. And there are 10 Cataphracti Terminators in there, which makes me very, very happy because it's very reminiscent of my Death Guard, because all my Death Guard are in Cataphracti armor already, but now I can have some fresh, clean ones to paint up. And honestly, I'm very much leaning towards possibly painting pre-Heresy Death Guard because I just really want to do like their classic white color scheme, but I haven't decided because there's too many legions that I want to paint for these models because I just think they all look really cool, which is the other reason Chaos Cultist why we might be getting 2 boxes. Now,
I want to paint Luna Wolves.
I know, see, we need many.
And to be clear, Luna Wolves, not Sons of Horus.
Yes, no, I understand, Luna Wolves.
I want to make loyalists.
Yes, I honestly do too. It's gonna be really cool. I'm very excited for this box. I can't wait till it comes out. It's gonna be awesome. It's that time of the video where I interrupt to tell you about my Patreon and to let you know that we just added a Discord server which all tiers get access to. So if you're wanting a way to chat with me, share with me your projects, or just tell me what board games you're playing, definitely make sure to check the link below and check out my Patreon.
Welcome to the Ash Wastes. If you're going to survive out here in the dunes, there are a few things you need to know. Necromunda Ash Wastes is a game of brutal gang warfare set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, pitting fighters against each other in a bitter struggle for supremacy. Each player controls a gang of between 5 and 10 fighters, plus a few vehicles. Or perhaps some giant bloodthirsty bugs. Every fighter in a gang has their own fighter card, which details their profile and skills. These cards show you how your fighters can engage with the enemy. Your vehicles have similar cards, so you can see how your Outrider quads can zip across the sand.
All right, next up, I want to talk about why I am super interested in Necromunda Ash Wastes. I mean, I already was previously because I like all the terrain and all the models in it, but I'm actually really interested in it now as a gameplay standpoint because Games Workshop released a small video sort of highlighting some of the key elements of the game. And there's a couple things that stood out to me that I really, really like and has really drawn me in. The first of which is the fact that unlike, say, Kill Team or standard Necromunda, where you still only have 5 to 10 fighters, they're all roughly the same scale in that. Like, there's not really a lot of height difference. And one of the reasons I love Warhammer 40,000 is because it ends up being so big, your armies end up being so huge that you get a lot of variety. You might have some really tall guys because you say Rotarian or like, you know, some Necron big tall thing. And then you might have your medium-sized things because you've got tanks and vehicles. And then you have your infantry, and you even have some variety there because like there's Terminator scale and then there's your smaller guys like cultists and that kind of thing. Well, with Necromunda Ash Wastes, you do still get your 5 to 10 small units, but you also get a couple of vehicles, which then adds that scale difference for the miniatures, which I'm just super hyped about. Additionally, I thought it was really cool, the just element of narrative within the gameplay mechanics where you're only able to shoot the closest thing unless you pass a cool check. The cool check is so dumb sounding, but it also thematically fits the gang warfare so well that I am absolutely sold on it. I just think that is so great. And what you do when you pass a cool check is you then get to shoot at whoever you want to because you're just that cool. And I just think that's awesome. The other thing that I really kind of enjoyed about the reveal of some of the rules was the fact that we're returning to a strength versus toughness comparison, which is just very reminiscent of when I first got started in the hobby. I jumped in at 5th edition, which is when that was really prevalent. So seeing that come back is very nostalgic, and I'm gonna be curious if I grok it a little bit better now than when I did originally when I was playing. Next up, we're moving into the realm of Age of Sigmar because the Slave of Darkness Battle Tome was officially announced, and alongside it, Games Workshop revealed a new, relatively hideous Demon Prince. Oh boy,
I mean, hideous is a strong word. I would use inspired by the Total War Warhammer 3 campaign, which is not very good.
Yeah, it kind of is. Okay, let's talk about this miniature because, like, I have had a lot of time to contemplate him and his amazing face. And I think ultimately
There have to be choices for the face.
There
right?
absolutely have to be, but I do actually think I've come to the conclusion that I think I like the face. It's almost cartoony enough to be just so ridiculous that I'm okay with it. I also have to say I love the wings. His wings are very, very cool, and I want so many of them. I just think they look rad. The thing I actually dislike personally about this model the most is his armor. Like, I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's just that single angle that they took the picture from or what, but it just reads really poorly to me. Like, it's cluttered looking. Like, I see the face on the chest, and that's cool. And I see kind of what's going on in the arms, but like, it just looks so out of place on him, and I hate it. I really don't like it. So I have such mixed feelings about this. I'm not super thrilled personally. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below because I know there's been a lot of great opinions online about this boy, and I'd love to know what you think.
How's that copium?
We're sticking with Chaos because we have the official artwork for the Chaos Space Marine Codex revealed, and frankly, I love it, which is not something I can say about the Demon Prince we just talked about. Let's talk about this cover because I think the colors are great. I love the center character, which GW did imply that later on during Warhammer Fest, which we're getting later this week, we might get some reveals of possibly some more information about that character, possibly even with a new miniature, which is very exciting because I always love seeing new Chaos models come out. I also really like the attention to detail to all of the madness that's going on around him. There is just so many different characters and like amazing looking dudes just surrounding that main figure. I love the look of this cover. I cannot wait for this book to come out. It's well overdue. My goodness, why did it take us so long to get to the Chaos Space Marines and their gosh darn 2 wounds? All right, that has been it for this week in hobby news. I know it was a little bit delayed, sorry about that, but we were moving and everything. And you guys are getting spoiled this week because we're going to be doing daily coverage of Warhammer Fest. It'll come out in the evenings, so be making sure that you check back to Hobby Night for that coverage. I also very quickly wanted to say, I had a blast on Quizzlemania this past week, and if you like pro wrestling, but you also like board games, and you want to see some board game people face off against some pro wrestling fans in a head-to-head competition where we answer dumb quizzes and draw silly things and play charades, well, check out Quizzlemania over on Parts Fun Known. I'll put a link in the video description below so you guys can find it. It was awesome. It's like 3 hours of just hilarious content, so make sure you watch it. Anyways, I wanted to give one final thank you to my patrons for supporting us and making it so content like this can continue. I want to give one final thank you to my patrons for making it so that content like this can continue to happen. Without your guys' support, we wouldn't be doing this, so thank you very, very much. I have been Angela. I hope you have a wonderful hobby night, and I'll see you next time.